Willie McGinest is here talking about the top 5 defensive players in the league right now. All right, so you have these 5. They're in no particular order, everybody. Right. Remember that. So let's go. Number 5, J.J. Watt. He's entering his 6th year. 3 of those Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, and 4-time All-Pro, 4 Pro Bowls. And, you know, J.J. Watt, we could just watch the highlights because we know what type of player he is. Whenever you can affect the game, from the interior as a defensive lineman, and everybody knows that you are the best player on the field and still can't stop you. They move him around a lot in Romeo Crennel's defense with the Houston Texans. They do a lot of different things with him. I love his energy. I love his motor. The guy can do anything, batted passes, sacking a quarterback, catching touchdowns if you need him as a tight end. He said that he probably would only play about 10 years. We need about 5 more years. Yeah, and he's not going to be playing if he's not playing at this level, he said. So hopefully it's not soon. Von Miller, how about him? I mean, Super Bowl MVP 50, come on. Yeah, he's the beast. And you talk about a guy that's cat quick off the football jump. For a pass rusher, defensive and outside linebacker, our get-off is the most important thing. He plays outside linebacker. He plays the run great. You could play him in pass coverage. He also had an interception in the playoff run. Getting after the quarterback, I haven't found left tackle or right tackle that could stop him. One of the best in the game. What about Richard Sherman here? He only had 2 interceptions last year, but I know they moved him all over the field, and the best receivers he was covering. Richard Sherman probably only had 2 interceptions because guess what? Quarterbacks have learned, and they're smart enough to throw away from him. So he is on my list. And when you talk about pass defense, when you talk about completion percentage not being very good for quarterbacks and touchdown to interception ratio, he's been 1 or 2, I'm taking a guess at this, in the last 5 years. And you talk about his ball skills. He played receiver, so he goes up, he high points the ball, great sense for the ball, always around the football, very competitive. Doesn't back away from anyone. And people said, well, he doesn't move. Well, guess what? The last couple of years, they start to move him all over the place. Shut down Des Bryant, put him on Julian Edelman in the slot at the Super Bowl. He does it all now. He might disagree where he falls on this list. Well, there's no particular order, remember? I just got them all bunched together. But, yes, all right, you're right. How about we go to Luke Kuechly, who played the entire playoff stretch with a torn labrum. Luke Kuechly is one of the smartest players, and the reason why he's so smart and he reacts so well is because he's a student of the game. He watches tape. He understands his assignment. He's a great athlete. He can run. You see him right here covering. He covers tight ends. He covers running backs. What impresses me mostly about him, how he diagnoses plays. He sees formations, he picks it apart. He's reading the play faster than the quarterback's getting the ball out of his hands or that the blockers are getting out of their stance to move. A smart player, very instinctive, reacts well, diagnoses plays, and he's just a playmaker, always around the ball. One of the best young players in the game. And then finally, we go to New York, the Jets. Muhammad Wilkerson, who he has the broken leg right now. And the Jets are even like shopping him around. They're looking for a first rounder for him. Well, they're getting a first rounder because why? He's one of the best defensive players in the league. And I struggle with this one. You know, you had Sue and a couple other players I could have put in there. But when you look at players that impact the football game, it always starts for me at the line of scrimmage. Here's a player that's dominant against the run. He's always being double teamed. As a pass rusher, you can't stop him. You can't block him one-on-one. You always have to double him. And when you talk to offensive coordinators in the league, the one guy they always single out on the Jets team that they have to game plan around and for is Muhammad Wilkerson. I just love his athleticism and everything he brings to the game. So all the guys here that you have, they're all entering either year 5 or year 6. Young players. You have nobody even younger than that. No Tyrann Mathieu. I like those guys. Who's a guy that's kind of on your radar, young guy to keep an eye on this year? Oh. Putting you on the spot. Yeah, you are putting me on the spot. And Matthew's a good one. There's a lot of good ones out there. But for me, I need consistency over a few years to see if you're the real deal. Anybody can go out and have 1 good or 2 good years and then fall off the face of the earth. So that's why my guys that are on my list have been doing it for 3 to 5 years on a consistent basis. Well, hey, if you guys out there agree or even disagree, you can tweet us at NFL Now. Yes, and follow along all the news all the time right here.